Three shot, two fatally in Westmoreland. Two men were shot and killed and another critically injured in Garden District, White House, Westmoreland on Monday. The deceased have been identified as 24-year-old Santino Brown and 40-year-old businessman Carlington Walker, both from Garden District. Police reports indicate that Mr. Brown and Mr. Walker were standing along a roadway after offering support to a friend whose wife had recently died when a Great Toyota Axio motor car pulled up. Two men alighted from the vehicle and opened gunfire at the men, who ran towards a nearby shop. The gunmen gave chase and continued to fire. Mr. Brown subsequently collapsed in front of the shop and the gunmen escaped in the vehicle. When the police arrived, Mr. Brown was seen lying in a pool of blood with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the head, neck, and chest. Mr. Walker received gunshot wounds to his chest. A third man, who was a customer at the shop at the time of the incident, received gunshot wounds to his right leg and abdomen. All three were transported to hospital, where Mr. Brown and Mr. Walker were pronounced dead. The other man was admitted in serious condition. A white Toyota Axio motor car parked nearby was damaged during the incident. Policeman charged with corruption to return to court November 21. A St. Catherine-based policeman who allegedly, corruptly, solicited money from a motorist was granted $700,000 bail when he appeared in court on Tuesday. The accused is Wayne Matthews of the Bagwalk Police Station in the St. Catherine North Police Division. When the matter came up for mention in St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday, the clerk of courts told the judge that the matter is scheduled to be tried on November 21, 2024. It is alleged that the accused went into a gas station earlier this month and observed the complainant's vehicle without a registration sticker. The court heard that the policeman requested a payment of $30,000 from the complainant to avoid getting ticketed. A report was made and an investigation launched, resulting in the policeman being charged. Man gets 2-year probation order in assault case with child's mother. A man was on Tuesday given 2 years probation for assaulting his child's mother during an argument. The man, Davian Campbell, pleaded guilty to assault occasioning bodily harm when he appeared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. Reports were thus on May 10. The accused and the complainant were engaged in a dispute regarding a child they both share. The dispute turned physical, during which the complainant claimed Campbell threw her Samsung A21 Android phone to the ground and broke the screen. However, appearing before Senior Parish Judge Burrell, Campbell pleaded not guilty to the malicious destruction of property. He told the court that the complainant did not have a phone in her hand at the time of the assault. When Judge Burrell asked the complainant if she generally had issues with the accused, she said just his behavior, him like to lick, and him like to fling, and when I decide to leave is a problem, same way. While the accused was open to mediation, the complainant shared that they have done mediation several times before. Is there any hope of you and the lady living in peace for the next 15 years? Burrell questioned Campbell before handing down the judgment. In addition to the 2-year probation, Campbell was ordered to pay $30,000 for the damaged phone screen and medical expenses incurred by the complainant. Man tells court he broke into Canteen because he was hungry. A man who allegedly broke into a canteen and stole food says he did it because he was hungry. Mark Sherrington had his matter bumped up in the Kingston and St. Andrew Court on Tuesday when he tried to leave the holding area to access the bathroom. Mark is charged with shop breaking and larceny. He was reportedly caught on CCTV footage eating the stolen food. According to court documents, on May 17, 2024, the complainant secured the lock of a canteen, which the accused allegedly later broke into. He reportedly stole food and a Samsung tablet valued at $18,000. Mark was apprehended the same day. It is reported that while being apprehended, Mark asked officers, "You never hear about me, quote boss." Appearing before Senior Parish Judge Burrell, Mark was ready to enter a plea. Questioning whether she should order psychiatric evaluation of the accused, he responded, "I'm very clear. I just eat 2 chicken and a bread and they locked me up from me until now," a resolved Mark told the court. Pleading to his case, the accused explained that while he managed to open the lock and enter the canteen, he only took food. Many other things were there to take, but I just took the food, Mark told the court. He explained that he had visited a friend for $1,000 and ended up breaking into the canteen because he was very hungry. "I'm very sorry about it," a regretful Mark told the court. "You're a thief with a purpose," Judge Pearl responded. Mark is to return to court on June 18, 2024 for a bail application and to enter a plea, but he explained to the court he will have nowhere to go and no one to turn to should the bail be granted. Wife recounts Keith Clark's death during raid, denies presence of gunmen. Dr. Claudette Clark, the widow of murdered accountant Keith Clark, reiterated on Monday that no one else apart from the 3 members of her family was present at her house on May 27, 2010, when her husband was shot dead during a police military operation to capture then-fugitive Christopher Dudus Cook. It is alleged that Dudus, who was wanted by United States law enforcement officials on drugs and weapon charges, and 7 of his men were staying in the basement of Clark's residence. This allegedly triggered the raid by the security forces. However, Clark's widow has consistently denied that there was any gunman or anyone else apart from herself, her teenage daughter, and her husband at the house. At the end of the raid, Clark was found dead inside his house. According to defense attorneys, Dudus and his 7 henchmen escaped into a heavily forested area behind the house that leads to Red Hills Road. 3 Jamaica Defense Force JDF soldiers, Lance Corporal Greg Tinglin and Odell Buckley, as well as Private Arnold Henry, were charged in 2012 in relation to the shooting death of Clark. On Monday, during cross-examination by attorney Linton Garden, who is representing Private Henry, Dr. Clark was puzzled as to why only her husband was shot more than 20 times and not any other of Coke's henchmen, whom the defense insists were staying at the premises. "These are the people defending our country," a puzzled Dr. Clark asked. "Not one of the gunmen could have been killed except my husband, sir." Defending her husband's reputation, Dr. Clark insisted that when the continuous sounds of gunfire erupted about the house, Clark told her to hide in the bathroom with her daughter, Brittany. She was 18 years old at the time. She said her husband climbed on top of the closet after stating that he was going to allow criminals to invade and kill his family. He reported instructed her to close the bathroom door. Dr. Clark said that shortly after, soldiers entered the master bedroom, prompting her to open the bathroom door and identify herself. She claimed that while in the process of identifying herself, she pointed to her husband who was climbing down from the closet. Dr. Clark alleged that she heard someone shout "gun," and then her husband was peppered with bullets. According to her, he was unarmed. However, Gordon suggested to the witness that she was lying. "I suggest to you that you never saw Mr. Clark climbing down when he was shot. I am also suggesting to you that Mr. Keith Clark pointed his gun at the security forces entering that morning. When he pointed the gun at security forces, someone shouted 'gun,' and that was when the shooting started in the bedroom," Gordon said to Dr. Clark. Gordon also suggested to the witness that it was only after receiving information from the ballistics report that she concurred the story of saying that he was being shot in the back. Gordon's final suggestion to Dr. Clark before ending his cross-examination was that gunmen were firing at the security forces from her house. She responded, "I repeat 100 million times, there was no one else on the premises. If there were, I did not see them and would not know where they came from. My husband left the room, but there was no one else in my house, sir." Following the completion of Dr. Clark's testimony on Monday, her daughter Brittany, the second witness in the trial, took this stand to allow prosecutor Latoya Bernard to begin the examination in chief. Brittany corroborated most of her mother's testimony. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.